My dad was what you call a hobby chef. He had a real passion around food and cooking, and he passed that along to me. When we lived in Vermont, he had a little shop. It's called The Cooking Fool. And he had little, gourmet food ingredients, and he sold bread. Now, it wasn't a full-scale bakery by any means, but every year around St. Patrick's Day, he made Irish soda bread. And it's not until now, doing research, that I realized what he was making was really Irish American soda bread. Here, let me show you the difference. So we're going to start by preheating our oven to 375 degrees. As always, you can find the complete recipe along with the ingredients and measurements in the description section of our videos. Now we're going to set up our mixer with the paddle attachment. Now if you don't have a stand mixer, you can easily do this recipe by hand. It's just like making a big biscuit. Now with the setting on low, we'll add our all-purpose flour and granulated sugar. Now one of the three things that makes this American version is the use of baking powder in addition to the baking soda. Now they both have leavening properties, but the powder gives it an additional rise that makes it fluffier. So we'll add both here, along with some salt, and then we'll let that mix up for about 30 seconds until it all looks well blended. Now we're going to add the two other ingredients to make this American style, and that's raisins and caraway seeds. I prefer using golden raisins, but you can use red raisins as well. Caraway seeds are commonly found in rye bread, so if you're a big fan of rye bread, you'll like this. Next, we're going to whip up an egg in a separate bowl. Add the buttermilk and our melted butter. Now make sure your melted butter is not too hot or it'll cook the egg. I usually melt it a few minutes ahead of time and let it sit for a while. Next, add this to the dry mix in the bowl. It'll incorporate real fast and will only need about 1 minute to be completely mixed. Now you see how the dough is really sticky and it's sticking to the sides of the bowl? Now this is how you want it. Don't overwork it. Now you can dust your countertop with a little flour and turn out the dough. Now work it with your hands to get a uniform consistency, but don't knead it. I mean, if you overwork it, the end result will be too dense. We're going to be using a 9-inch cake pan to cook our bread in. Now you can also use a sheet pan or even traditionally use a cast iron skillet. Now you don't have to worry about greasing the sides. I just cut out a circle of parchment paper, throw that in there, and then you don't have to worry about sticking to the bottom. Now once you're happy with the shape, place it in the pan, and then using a sharp knife, carve an X across the top. Now it doesn't need to be too deep, about 1/4 inch should do the trick. So now it's ready to go in the oven. It takes about 25 or 30 minutes. Of course, you want to check it with a toothpick or a bamboo skewer. Make sure it comes out clean so you know it's done.